Well, are you going to come up here and join me? It's good that you're here so we can do this together, but I was going to do it with them whether you were here or not, but it's good to have you here. Come on, yeah. So, I wanted to talk today about look who belongs here. A long, long time ago, when I was about your age, and that was a long time ago, I thought that all Canadians looked like this. Who's that? Me? Yeah, that's me. Well, back then I didn't think that all Canadians looked like this. I thought they looked more like this. That's me and my brother. Which one is me? Can you guess? Am I older or younger? Which one?
I think you're the older brother.
I think, yes, you're right. I'm the older one. Yeah, I'm the older one. That's my younger brother. He's 6 years younger than me.
He looks kind of mischievous.
He looks kind of mischievous. He wasn't really. He isn't now. He was. Neither of us were very mischievous. We really didn't give our parents a tough time at all. I was thinking when I looked at that he looks a lot. I look like my mother's side of the family, and he looks like my father's side of the family, and I see that in the big ears that he has. That is typical of my father's side of the family. But what goes around comes around, because he still has a good head of hair like my father's side of the family. So I can't very much crow about what happened, can I? So, back then, when I was that age, I thought that all Canadians looked kind of like me. Their skin color was pretty much the same as mine. Their parents and probably their grandparents had been born in Canada. But for most of them, the country they had come from was the same country that my family had come from, or a country that was nearby. I mean, we were all very much the same, and that's what I expected it to be. They were the only kids I played with that I knew, and we were all the same, and I didn't think of anybody else being Canadian. Something like these kids, except back then it was called Dominion Day, wasn't it? Not Canada Day. And it wasn't fun like it is today. It was kind of solemn. But when we celebrated, we did it with people who were kind of like us. I was born and lived in Calgary as I grew up, and I saw kids like this at the Stampede every year. But I never thought they were Canadians. It didn't dawn on me that they were part of Canada. Their families had lived in Canada a lot longer than my family had. In fact, their families had lived here for so long that no one knows when the first ones arrived here. So if anyone belongs here, it's them. And yet, in my perception, they weren't part of us. Sometimes they use their old name for Canada. They say they live on Turtle Island. But it's the same place. And we've all come to realize that we share it together. This is part of who we are. And then more people than them joined us. People came from other parts of the world and they became Canadian. Maybe one or both of these kids were born in Canada. Maybe they were born in another country and their parents brought them here when they were younger. But they are Canadians and they know it. Who in this picture was born here and who came to Canada from another country? Can you tell? You can't tell, can you? I think, given the kind of mindset that we've grown up as, we'd say that little white girl was probably born here. The others either were born here or came from away. But then, not even the white girl might have been born here. Maybe, like these Dutch children, they come from somewhere else. And they had brought clothes from Holland with them, or from wherever they came from, so that they could be reminded of where they were and where they had been. But they're Canadian too, all of them. In the long run, it doesn't really matter anyway, does it? Whether people were born here, or whether they came from away, whether their parents came from the same part of the world as we came from, or whether their parents came from another part of the world, whether their skin color is the same as ours, or whether they eat the kind of food that I like, or whatever language they speak at home when they're talking together as a family. They're the same as us, and we all call ourselves Canadians because we love Canada and are proud to share our lives with each other. We have a lot of things in common, like the Canadian flag that we are proud to wave. We all know that we are happy to live here. And we all know the words to our national anthem. And I want to end this time by standing and singing together our national anthem on Canada Day. So let's stand.